Hello and welcome back to Social Equity, the podcast. It's Sophia, and I'm so proud of you for being here, building your personal brand, building an asset that no one can take away from you. No man, no person, no one can take it away from you. Even if you have a brick and mortar job, building your brand on social media is so important because one day, if you ever need to get a new job, your social media represents who you are, what you do, and how well you do your work. It is so vital that every single one of us takes care of building social equity, especially those of you who are listening now, because you are most likely a female entrepreneur, creator, or coach who knows they were made for more. And this last week, I opened up my Instagram DMs to answer your questions here on the podcast. So I'm really excited today because I'll be reading off your questions and giving you my answers. If you love learning from me here on Social Equity, you're going to love coming to my Instagram lives, Content to Profit on Monday nights, as well as consider joining my membership where I help women grow their businesses, their brands, their coaching businesses. In 6 months, they can have a full-blown business off the ground if they take action. When you join my Profitable Personal Brand membership and take action every single week, the sky is the limit because I am serving strategy. There's live coaching calls every single week, and women around the world have the opportunity to transform their lives in the same way I did whenever I got my coach. I mean, it put a fire under my butt. It changed everything. I went from making $4,000 a month to making over $15,000 a month and more, sometimes like $20,000, $25,000, $45,000 a month. So sometimes I know the power of having a coach. And when you have a fire under your ass because you're paying for someone to guide you, you actually do the homework. You do the growth work, as one of my VIP clients, Helena Marie, says. You do the growth work. You make shift happen because you've got a fire under your ass. And only you know what that is for you energetically. Like, what's the investment going to be? Maybe working with me is great, but you also want to start committing yourself to reading so many books a week. And like, you need a certain commitment to put a fire under your butt, whatever that is, that's going to feel like a challenge for you. Then that's exactly what you need to do. I know for me, unless I invest over $10,000, I'm not going to feel it. It's not going to feel like a challenge, and I'm probably not going to do anything about it. I'm not going to grow. So what is that number for you? Commit to it and run. Maybe that's joining for the year and paying annually all up front so you have a fire under your butt, or that's subscribing to the membership where you go month to month and you can cancel whenever you feel you've learned enough. Most women stay in the membership for anywhere from 3 months to a year. And I just launched, but I'm basing this information based on the time it takes my VIP clients to see the growth where they can go, okay, I get this. I'm good. I got what I need. But a lot of women, I have a feeling, are going to stay in this membership because we will continually share updated strategies as social media landscape changes. Okay, enough about the membership. I'm so excited about the Profitable Personal Brand membership. It's something that's so close to my heart because I've been working on this since last January, and I just can't believe it's finally here. Like, I've been hustling y'all for it, and I'm so excited because everything that I've learned, everything I've invested in myself, I give back when I teach. And in the time that it took me to get where I am, I hope that it takes you a sliver. Like, if you split my pie of the last 8 years, right, into 8 pieces, I hope that it only takes you one piece of that pie of time to get where I am today. I sincerely hope that. I sincerely hope that my clients go further than I am right now because they're being handed strategy on a silver platter. I hope you go further in a shorter amount of time. I sincerely do. So anyway, with that being said, if you're interested, the link to join is in the show notes, and I would be honored to be your coach and walk hand in hand with you and see you have that growth that changes your life and changes your business forever. Okay, so let's get into the questions. Okay, Sarah S. says, what content formula makes the most money? Good question. So I'm not even going to go into formula. Well, I can. I think I'll get into specifics, but first let me start with just in general, storytelling content will make you the most money because that is what makes people like, know, and trust you. And the most important thing to note is it's important that you tell your story more often than it feels comfortable. It's important that you tell your story so much that it feels cringe. I know it sounds crazy, but you guys don't have to be gay to relate to me doing a hard thing. And you all know my story of how I grew up in a religious Southern culture and didn't feel safe to be gay and always depended on my partners, male partners, for money and worked for them. And then I eventually came to terms with my sexuality and realized I had to just come out of the closet. But in order to do that, I would have to financially depend on myself and no longer work for a partner, starting from the ground up. You relate to that story even if you aren't gay. Let me explain. Your brain starts moving and you start asking yourself, well, if Sophia can do that hard thing, then what hard thing is it for me? What is the thing that I'm not living my truth about? Am I people pleasing in some way? Am I just doing what society wants me to do in a different way? And your brain starts thinking, how does her story relate to my story? And it connects us. That pain to progress or pain to perfection really connects us. And the truth is there is no perfection. We're all a work in progress. And so as I continue to share stories of my progress, it helps you connect to me. I don't share stories or how much I make to brag. I share that progress so you can connect with me and you go, if she can figure this out, then I can. If she's done this thing, then I can do this thing. Why not me? That is all I want you to ask when you hear one of my stories is why not me? Or you hear one of my clients' stories of how we went from 30,000 to 130,000 followers in 1 month's time. I mean, that's crazy talk, but it really happens. It really happens. And I think, people always say there's no such thing as an overnight success. No, that is true. It is whenever preparation meets luck, right? But we're on the internet and anything can happen on the internet. And what happens is you want to have the system set in place so that one day when your story does go viral, you are able to capture customer data and start profiting from your content. I really wish I understood this. This is why I do what I do, because I work so long on the internet. I used to live in LA back whenever I had just graduated college, and I was working for, nothing. Like, it was really sad, actually. And I was a adult diaper salesman by day. I kid you not. I sold incontinence products on the phone. And at night, I'd stay up editing YouTube videos all night. Thumbnails, all the little caption things, chopping it up, making it look pretty. And it never went anywhere because I didn't understand sales psychology. And you might be saying, well, Sophia, what were you trying to sell? I didn't know how to sell myself. I did not know how to do it. And the truth is, you've got to pick a niche and you've got to tell the story of how you went from point A to point Z and how you teach other people how to do it in less time. Even if you are selling something, how this product helps you go from point A to point Z and solves a problem so you don't have to experience D. It is still a story that you need to tell. So Sarah, that is the long answer. Storytelling content. Now the short content formula is literally how I went from A to Z without experiencing D in X time frame. Write that down. How I went from A to Z without experiencing D in X time frame. That is so fucking valuable. Like, I could just drop the mic in the podcast right here, but that is what is going to make you the most money. So I want to encourage you, whatever you're doing today, go tell your story more often than feels comfortable and let them cringe, because you'll be making money. I know I am. If anyone laughs and they're like, oh my God, is that like her only personality trait? Like, fuck no. I'm a very interesting person, but I love telling my rags to riches story because that is, well, first of all, it's my truth. And second of all, it's what sells. And I love to sell. Don't you love money? Like, isn't money just amazing? And if that is triggering for you, then you need to figure out why. Like, why is it bad to you? Why are you judging the fact that I love making money? Is it because you feel that it's more challenging for you, or you feel that you can't? Because you can. You're a rich bitch, and I believe in you. Because, look, I needed someone to believe in me. I just needed one coach to believe in me. And if you put in the work and you got the strategy, your whole life could change. It's not that complicated. Okay, so the next question from Sabrina Mamita. She says, how do I decide what is my topic to get started? I have many interests and talents, but how do I focus? And would you mix topics or not? Like one account for my doctor therapy content and another for my very unprofessional but fun dance content, or do I mix it? Okay, Sabrina, so without having a one-on-one with you and really digging into like seeing what your content looks like, what I can say is, I'm going to ask you this question. Do you want money, or do you want attention? Whew. That's a hard one right there. I got goosebumps. Somebody needed to hear it. Even if it wasn't just you, Sabrina, someone needed to hear that. Do you want money, or do you just want attention? Because if you want money, you'll need to pick 1 to 2 topics, like you said, your doctor therapy content, and really focus on it. And be the go-to authority for the type of service that you provide, the specific therapy, the specific solutions that you provide to people who have real problems that need to be solved. And I wouldn't mix the dance content with that. I mixed relationship content, started with relationship content, silly stuff. And then, now I'm very niched in that. Like the algorithms want that from me on some level, more casual content. So I have to continue to do it. Even though I know that if I would have started with an account where I just taught about what I taught now, the engagement would even be higher. The people who would be there for me are only here for this specific topic. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, like I started with relationship and entertaining content. And I didn't know how to monetize myself because I didn't position myself as the go-to authority in relationship content or in the even entertainment of relationship content. I was too all over the place with it. And I monetized, yeah, but I didn't monetize excellently. And the thing is, Sabrina, I feel like because you have this, I'm assuming you have a doctoral or a therapy degree, or PhD, I'm not sure, or MD, I don't know. Whatever degrees you had, you worked for those. And I honestly would use social media to grow that business. And as far as your dance content, I'll be honest with you, you can have a personal account, but at the end of the day, you'll realize fun content really isn't fun. It's a time suck. I don't know about you, but I'd rather not be looking at my phone. I'd rather be like looking at my friends and having a glass of champagne on the beach than making fun dance content, because nothing's really fun unless you're making money. And hey, we all have different priorities here, okay? But that's my advice to you. Okay. Next question from Helena's Hearth. Okay, this is 2 questions, she says. She says they're probably super basic. No, there are no dumb questions here. I'm so excited. Let's dig in. Helena's Hearth says, what are content schedules, and what do you think of them? What are examples of brand strategy? Thank you so much. I've been busy working on your recommendations from your lives. Aw, I'm so glad you're working on it, because if you're taking action, you're going to see change, Helena. And if you need more than free content to give you strategy and a map, you've got to look at the membership. The link to join the membership and get coaching weekly is in the show notes. So that's something to consider if you need a little more fire under your butt and more clear direction. But let me go ahead and answer this question for you. So let's start with, what are content schedules? So content schedules are going to be defined by so many creators differently, but in general, it's just a schedule that you follow for your content. How often you put out content, i.e. the frequency of your content, the type of content you put out, i.e. the content pillar you focus on, and perhaps it changes based on your visibility goals, your nurturing goals. So visibility is like reaching new people, and nurturing goals or nurturing the audience that you already have with what I do, I'm very focused on nurturing content and not necessarily like reaching a million people. But what you need to do whenever you are just getting started is having a content strategy that includes both visibility content and nurturing content, meaning creating a content schedule that has content in it that has viral ability potential, and content that you know is just going to reach people that are interested in you. Maybe it's longer form, maybe it's not necessarily quick, snippy, sexy that's going to go viral, but it's going to nurture the audience you have and teach them something. That's what my podcast is. It's long form nurturing content. I put a lot of longer short form videos on Instagram, which are like over 90 seconds long. And I'm not there to get a million views. I'm there to teach and nurture the audience that is addicted to learning from me. So that's what I want you to think for yourself when you're creating that nurturing content, like going deeper in longer form content and going more shallow and relatable in that visibility content. And another thing you could add to your content schedule is when you go live. So for me, I have like a live that I'm committed to going once a week so my audience can get used to it. And I'm committed to posting 5 days a week. So that's my content schedule. Some people break it down into, okay, I'll go live one day. I will talk about this content pillar on Tuesdays, this content pillar on Wednesdays, this content pillar on Thursdays, whatever it is for you. When I say content pillars, I'm talking about the main topics you focus on. So it could be, examples for me would be entrepreneur mindset content pillar, social media strategy content pillar, search engine optimization content pillar. Do you get what I'm saying? Those are broad topics that I could create many, many videos teaching or sharing relatable content about, and those would be my content pillars for my niche. But for you, if you are a nutritionist who helps people with getting off birth control, like one of my VIPs, Stephanie Mercurio, and you also help people eat to lose weight without restricting calories, and you also help people with autoimmune disease, and you help people with gut health issues, those would be your 4 content pillars. Does this make sense? Like, your messaging is always the same. You're helping people with their health, but these are the 4 topics you circle back to so you can become the expert in those areas. You become the authority. For me, I personally don't have a content schedule other than I post every day and go live on Mondays because I am in flow. I just stay on my mission. I tell stories. I'm committed to being in my stories every day. I always have drafts because I create daily. I create more than I consume or post, and I post daily, and those are my commitments. I'm committed to creating daily. I'm committed to posting daily. I'm committed to always having drafts and never being able to say, I don't have anything to post. And it's not hard. It's really not hard when you get into a flow, especially when you love what you're doing, and especially when you're telling stories about your clients that you're working with every day, or you're telling your own stories. Like, those things come easy to you. You don't have to really plan it. Now, you can get my list of 69 hooks that will establish authority and make you money, and those will help you start the beginning of your videos. And when you join the Profitable Personal Brand membership, you will get a copy of these hooks, and they're super valuable, and they're going to help you start all of your videos on the right foot. But at the end of the day, content shouldn't be hard. You should be able to start with a hook, speak from your heart, and provide value, and end with a call to action that casually persuades people to reach out to you if they think they'd be a good fit. Like, for example, say this whole podcast up until this point was a video. I'd be like, and if you loved learning from me, shoot me a DM if you want to hear more about the membership. If you're just curious about what it's like to work with me weekly and have that intimate relationship where you're going to actually see growth within 6 months, your business will be off the ground, and making $10,000 to $20,000 a month won't be a challenge for you. If that sounds like something you're interested in and you're willing to take the action to make it happen, then shoot me a DM. See how that's like really casual? Like if you shoot me a DM and you want to talk about it and you don't end up working with me, no hard feelings. It's not saying a hard call to action that puts pressure on people. That's all you need to know. Like your content can be whatever it is for the day. All I care about is that you post every day, you stay on mission, you stay in flow, you create every day, and you're going to have a content schedule. Because I don't know about you, but I did not get into the business of being an entrepreneur to be on a schedule. So I'm just not about it. Okay. Now you also ask, what's brand strategy? Okay. Brand strategy is how you want the world to view you. So my brand strategy, pivoting, this is the example you asked for, pivoting from creating entertaining relationship content to being the go-to expert as a social media strategist that gets mad fucking results for their clients looks something like this. The world, when they see my video, probably thinks she's a wild little lesbian, but she's fucking good at what she does, and she gets client results like hitting first 10K months and growing 100,000 followers in a single month on Instagram. Like, wow, I really respect her, even though she is pretty potty mouthed. What an interesting gal, but she knows what she's talking about. That's my brand strategy. Why? Because you can relate to me. You can approach me. I'm real. I don't hide who I am. I share my story. I'm good at what I do. Respect the hustle. So that's my brand strategy. That's how I want people to perceive me, as someone they can look up to in the field, but also someone they can relate to who's overcome struggles. And when I created my brand strategy, I didn't want to create something that wasn't sustainable for me. Like, it needed to be authentically me. I needed to work with people I enjoyed working with. I mean, I'm a lesbian who loves older women. I don't care if you're straight or if you're gay. I want to work with older women who are like tired of doing things they don't love in life and want to do something they do love in life. Like, they've been extremely successful in other ventures, and now it's time that they want to use social media to make more money and enjoy what they do every day. And I want to help them, because I love beautiful women and I want to empower women. Women deserve to really take the power back. Like, it would be my pleasure to help you, ma'am. So I'm catering everything I do, every message I create subliminally to be to that ideal client who has been successful, but who's ready for something different. Now, who's your ideal client? Is it someone who's exhausted of not getting results in the gym? Is it someone who doesn't have time to shop for themselves? Like, they have money, but they need your stylist help, your influencer help to pick out the clothes and make it easier for them, and they follow you because they're like, oh, she has a similar body type to me and it's going to make it easier for me to shop. So everything that Sabrina shares or Helena shares, everything that you share, I'm going to buy because I like, know, and trust you. Why would she do that? She is in your ideal client because everything you've created has spoken to her, and that's brand strategy. So the things you need to think about are your core values, what's important to you, and I would dare say your opposite, the things that repulse you, because the things that infuriate you or repulse you, if you can attract the ideal client who's the same, then you guys will really get along, and she's really going to stick up for you and love what you do on the internet. Also, your visual identity. How are you going to show up? Are you going to be more casual? Are you going to be more business? What do you look like? What's your colors look like in your visual identity? How do you present yourself? Is it very casual and approachable? Is it really put together all the time? Perfect feed? What is it? And you train your audience how to respect you, so it doesn't have to be a certain way unless you decide it is going to be that way, in which case you've got to stick with it. And then brand voice. Is your brand voice more playful? Is your brand voice sexy? Is your brand voice assertive? I would like to think my brand voice is a little dominant, sexy mommy. So think about these things, your core values, the things you dislike, that you want your ideal client to dislike as well, your visual identity, what colors are going to attract her, what style is going to attract her, your brand voice, the style that you talk, you communicate in your copy. Look, when you're ready to go deeper into brand strategy, you have to come to the masterclass or watch the Profitable Profile replay so you can get your profile set up to magnetize your ideal client and not waste time with the wrong brand strategy on social media. If you haven't come to the masterclass or rewatch the masterclass, go to the link in my bio and take care of that, because this 1 hour, hour and a half with me could literally change your life. Like, one thing you learn in the masterclass could change your life and brand forever. I mean, it could be the difference between $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, $15,000 a month. Like, getting set up correctly is so important. I wish I had this tool. Go watch the masterclass if you're looking for it's the Profitable Profile replay. So go watch that. Super important to help you get set up with brand strategy. Well, I hope that helped Helena's Hearth. And to everyone listening, I hope you have an amazing day. Go out there and get what you want. There is nothing in this world that you can't do. There is nothing that you can't do. If you have a phone, you have social media, life is good, baby. Don't forget it. It's time to stop spinning your wheels, trying to build your brand alone on social media. I'm Sophia, the host of Social Equity, and I can't wait to give you the first steps to go from 0 to 5K months and advance to 10 to 15K months. Or if you are already hitting 6 figures, the strategy to hit your next level. Here's why you should lean in and listen to the social media secrets, sales tips, marketing strategies, and mindset hacks that I share. After over 8 years in the industry, amassing over 350,000 followers across platforms like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube, as well as hosting a top charting podcast and helping powerful women build purposeful, profitable personal brands, I want to help you build your dream business that makes real money, leveraging the power of a personal brand on social media. Because you're ready to quit wasting time on content that isn't working and start bringing in the money you deserve as a purpose-led coach or service provider, sharing your gifts with the world. For a limited time, I'm giving away your first steps to go from 0 to 5K months and advance to 10 to 15K months. If you're serious about taking real action and creating real impact with your business, grab my free guide to set yourself up for business success in less than 1 hour. Just go to the link in the show notes. And for more free support, join me on Instagram Live for Content to Profit live trainings. And if you're tired of posting without maximal profit, then you want to join the Profitable Personal Brand Coaching membership. I designed this coaching membership for female coaches, service providers, and entrepreneurs who want to be known for purposeful work and build an extremely profitable personal brand on social media without wasting time. Can you imagine if your revenue doubled or tripled with the help of strategic social media? Because I want to help you create content and business strategy that gets you to consistent $10,000 to $20,000 months. So if you're stuck at generating less than $5,000 a month in revenue from social media, this is the membership for you. If you're committed to taking action in just 3 months to a year of working with me, your life and business could never be the same. And if you need one-on-one support, whether you're a novice at creating or you're feeling stuck, hitting a plateau in a business that once had consistent revenue and needs strategic consulting to get to your next level, you can book a private breakthrough session with me. If you feel yourself come alive and get excited to take radical responsibility for building your own social equity, your personal brand that no one can take from you, leave a 5-star rating with a kind review wherever you listen to podcasts. Be sure to share the show with a powerful woman you know. And remember, with a positive mindset and a profitable personal brand, all things are possible. So get up and go get what you want.